I appreciate you, the replay crew. Y'all already know that y'all rock. To those who circle back, who came later in the live, I appreciate y'all too. You know this base face is just about done. We're gonna spray it. I'm gonna do the intro. Well, first lip oil. Then we're gonna do the intro and spray the face and get into this look. So hello and welcome. My name is Dion. I call this the crazy troll nation of YouTube. The crazy. Why? Because it's okay to just be your authentic self in a world where people will tell you who and how you should be. The troll part is not caring too much about the beauty community standards. Hey Janet, you set the standard for yourself. Try not to feel like you need to use a certain brand, a certain tool, or a certain technique because that's what they're telling you in the video you're watching. I'm here to let you know, wear whatever you want to, however you want to, using whatever tools you want to get your makeup on in a way that you are satisfied with it. Here we believe in self-acceptance and self-love, embracing our natural features, enhancing them if we want to, when we want to, but never feeling like we have to. Love yourself for who you are and for how you look, even when you're not wearing face paint. So that's the concept of the Crazy Troll Nation. That's what we stand for. That's what we live by. That's what we believe in. I hope it resonates with you. And if you've been hearing it over and over, I appreciate, number one, that you keep coming back. But I do hope it has become one of your daily affirmations, just to love yourself regardless. Just love yourself, period. Two things about me. Sometimes I curse because sometimes I curse. The other thing is there's an organism named Bruce that lives in my throat that likes to randomly hiccup, gargle, and belch. And I try to be aware of it to say, excuse me. And so if I do not say anything, I was not aware at that time. And so forgive me ahead of time. And thank you for being here. We are going to be doing a requested look. I wrote it down. A cranberry smoky eye with candy cane liner or candy cane brows. And then they said purple with white stripes for the liner or the brows. And so that's why I did not do my brows. So this is how my brows are now. And I remember telling you I did pluck a little bit more. Just a few that was in here. Just to try to get it a little more in the same place. Even though nobody's brows are like equal. But this is what we got. And it has been... I have been liking my brows better lately. Hey, Alexandra. But I still need to be careful not to do too much. And so these are my natural brows. And as you see, this side still comes down this way. This side kind of stops right here where this one curves, this one doesn't. And so the challenge is just trying to get them at least somewhat as if they're getting along. So for the cranberry color, we're going to use, don't let this fool you. It says bronze palette. This has in here, these are all Natasha Denona shades. These have bronze shadows, bloom palette shadows, retro glam shadows, and some yucca palette shadows. So this is just a hodgepodge, and this is the shade right here. I was looking at this one because it almost looked the same, but then it didn't. This is darker, so we're going to use this one for our cranberry, and probably these two as well. And I am excited to use it. And right now, naturally, I'm thinking of a halo eye, but can a halo eye be smoky? We can do it if that's what we do. Because what I'm thinking is to put this in the center, the shade right here. So, okay, I'm having ideas, but let's get to it. Earlier, Janet, you saw me trying to figure out what lip I was going to wear, and it depends on what the eye look looks like, but I do have 3 lipsticks pulled out. It feels like my nose is wet and running, but like it's not. When I look in the mirror, it's dry, so I don't know. I'm taking out mascara now, so in case I forget, because you all know I be forgetting stuff. I'm going to take out a purple Inglot because she said purple and white for the brows, and I could either use this one, wear this one for the white, or use this for the white. Both of these are Inglot, and This is NYX. This one is MAC Cosmetics. So I'm gonna just have all of these out, and we'll figure that out when we get to it. So I am excited for this look. Yeah, I'm kind of, today has been it's been my day started out strange. I normally wake up every 90 minutes. Those of you who have been here know that. I had like this bizarre, it wasn't even bizarre, but when I do have dreams that I remember them in a lot of detail. Oh, I need to do my inner rims and lower lash line first. Both of these are from MAC. We're going to put Pool Shark on inner rims, and we're going to put the last word on lower lash line. And when I do remember my dreams, usually there is a meaning to it that comes to me as I meditate on it after I wake up. But it was different in the sense that when I woke up, I was crying. So like whatever, and I do remember, thank you, Janet. I do remember what the dream was about. And yeah, I woke up crying, and I cried for like another, 15 minutes. I have never woken up from a dream crying. So I was just like, oh my gosh. But that's how intense it was, like whatever was happening. And I did write down like what it meant as I was meditating. And the interpretation came to me. And I typed it in my phone, and I sent it as an email to myself, and then I'll just write it in my journal later. And it was very enlightening and validating at the same time. But there was an aspect to it. Hey, Janessa, that was also really sad. And yeah, so that was new for me. And I was just like, wow, like this is really intense here. And it's very fitting for me being more protective of my peace. And so there was like some confirmation in there. And there are some people I need to just completely disregard as well. No rehearsal. Oh, no rehearsal tonight. I meant to text you to ask you either early this morning. It had to have been early this morning. I was going to ask you how it went. For some reason, I think I sent something to you. Yo, I am doing horrible with not checking messages and sending messages during my wake-ups. I am horrible. I am horrible at that. I did good for like one day. And so I don't remember if I messaged you or not, because I know I didn't message you asking you like how the show was or rehearsal last night, but I don't remember if I text you something else. Like, yeah, I am failing at that very badly. Oh, I got a piece of liner in this eye. So we will see. My numbers have been getting funny again, and I think, well, we do know like in December, numbers go up, and then people are just like worn out in January. So as far as like a yearly trend, I'm on trend, and it's not just me. Like when I look at other people's channels too. Hey, Charlene, how are you? I'm so surprised I remember that. Yeah, she told us before, Janessa, that we can call her Charlene because that's her middle name. And I remember one time I was saying we had another Michelle come in, and I said, I think you're our third Michelle. Actually, that was the fourth, because we have. I'm glad you're good. That's awesome. So we have Michelle A. Davison, Michelle in makeup, and we had Charlene, Michelle Keynes, and then it was that fourth person. So I was thinking that fourth person was the third, but when I thought about it later, that was the fourth. And I don't remember what their YouTube name was other than Michelle something. But I was like, damn. I don't know. I was just saying how, like right before you got here, I don't remember my dreams often, but when I do, they always mean something significant. And it's always about something that's going on in my life or people that's in my life. And I wake up every 90 minutes, and I do usually go right back to sleep. One of my wake ups, and this part I didn't mention earlier, the cheerleader's mom, she's having a competition this weekend, and so she was asking me if I wanted to go with them. And so then I went back to sleep, and I just had this dream, and I still remember it. And when I dream, the dreams I remember are extremely vivid. They're not like, what do they call them? They're not. It's not. It's almost like lucid dreaming, but from what I read about it, like not quite. Um, because lucid dreaming is like you can control some of what's going on, and I do feel like I can, but part of my mind is like, let's just see like what's going to happen naturally without me intervening in the dream. And so when I woke up crying. And I was just like, this is new. I've never woken up from a dream crying before. So I was just like, this is new. I'm going to do something with my brows so I'll know where to stop my shadow. But we're going to go very like, hello, beautiful Joe. And so that was really new for me. And I cried for like a good 15 minutes. So I woke up crying and cried. I was just like, what? And part of the dream was validating. There was also a lot of confirmation, but then there was also sadness because there were some people that it revealed that I needed to just disassociate with, and that was the sad part. And also thinking about, well, it being brought to my attention how, and I know I've said it before, that I'm the one that people come to mostly if, they're struggling or whatever, but then who checks on me type of thing. And so those people I need to just cut off because you're just taking, and not that they're taking, but I'm giving it, you know what I mean? But so that was kind of the sad part, like just the confirmation of, yeah, you're not important to people until they need something from you. And even though I've known before, like certain people I just need to disconnect from, I still haven't. And so having that dream that's like, you really need to do this, it was just like, whoa. And at the same time, though, like one part of the dream was that, and the other part was showing me the people in my life who are supportive and that do reciprocate and that do actually really care about me and not just, and actually seldom even ask anything from me. And so that was the happy part. And so I think it was just that confirmation that, you need to just let these people go. And it's people who have been in my life for decades. And so that's what makes it sad, because even when there's people in our life that have been in our life for, 20 plus years, part of us doesn't want to let it go. There's a familiarity with just certain people, their behaviors and how they treat us, even though we don't like how they treat us. It's just like, this is that person, this is what it is. But that confirmation to be like, yeah, like you need to just cut that off because they really don't care. And so just being faced with that, even though like subconsciously I knew it, and even consciously, but just like pushing it aside. And this dream was like, no, front and center. And so that's how I'm doing. And I was productive once I got up. And oh, y'all, I cut my hair today. If y'all were here yesterday, you may see it looks, my scalp is more noticeable, which looks white, which is bizarre because this is my complexion. And so I did have a productive day when I got up. I cut my hair first, and then I had my breakfast, and I folded laundry that I washed earlier this morning, and I did a few other things. And so in that aspect, it's been a good day. But just waking up and just all of those feelings, all of those emotions, and, meditating about it, the interpretation came to me. So I typed that up, and then I emailed it to myself so I can write it in my journal later. And so it's just, yeah, it's been, you probably like, I did ask her how she was doing, but this is how I'm doing. And so I was excited to be here because y'all know this is one of my happy places, like sitting at the station, and especially live streams when I get to talk to y'all and chat with y'all. And so I'm looking at how far apart they are. They look good, this mirror right here. But when I tilt that down and look in the mirror back there, that's when I see that one's, yeah, that they're, and so maybe I'm not looking straight when I'm looking over here. But But when I look where I'm looking now, they look okay. But then at some point, it's like, yeah, no. And that might just be me thinking I just need to stop, because at some point you just need to stop. And so that's been my day. I took out sauce this morning before I went to sleep. So I'm going to have spaghetti for, I guess, lunch. Excuse me. I'm excited about that, y'all. I love my sauce. I have, excuse me. Did I say I had a, did I talk about Bruce? Yeah, I did. I was telling somebody that the one thing that's annoying, like when I make sauce or when I make chili, is that I could be like, oh my gosh, this is so friggin' good. And I know it'll never taste the same because I don't measure. I just dump stuff in it. And so even now talking about it, this one, maybe like 3 batches ago of sauce, yo, that was the best sauce I ever made. And even my neighbor was like, yeah, that right there. And I've made sauce twice since then. And it's like, this is bomb too, but this ain't that. And I could still taste it. Like it was just the flavors. And I was able to isolate based on the taste and the smell from just smelling the jars of spices, like what it was that kicked it off like that. And so I have been using more of that, but it was more than that, because even adding more of that, you know, it's the mixture of everything else. And so I have not been able to get that again. And so every time I make sauce since then, I'm just like, I'm trying though. I be trying, but that was the best ever. And I know it'll never be the same. And I keep trying to get it, but because I dump like probably like 10 spices in it, even putting more of the one that kicked it off, it's still like, yeah, this still ain't it. Which means there were other things, other seasons that like helped kick that off too, that was hiding maybe behind the main one that I tasted. And so I want to say it's frustrating, but it's not, because my sauce is still always good. But it's like that one time, oh my gosh, I was like, this is it right here. Like this is the one I should have measured, because I'm like, it's never going to taste like this again. Sometimes I watch Cocoa Butter here on YouTube, and it's a food competition show. It might be 3 contestants or 4. Sometimes if it's 3, they'll have a guest judge, a non-biased judge, because of course people are like, oh, I like this, but mine is better type of thing. And so there's an inherent bias. And this one guy, he was saying, I forget what they had to fix, but what he said stuck with me. He was like, you know, he said, old school, I don't measure. I just listen to the ancestors and wait for them to tell me to stop. And I'm like, because I do not measure, and I do taste as I go. But I can tell y'all what I put in it, but yeah, this one is here and this one is like over there. Thank you for all the thumbs up, y'all. Y'all be on it. Yeah, so I keep wanting to mess with it, but then it's like, am I going to do too much? And we are going to put purple and white, so I do need to just leave it, I say, as I'm making them longer, as you see. Well, the illusion of it longer, because there is no hair here. Ooh, you were listening but feeding the crew. Okay, what was for dinner for the crew? And so I am excited for my spaghetti tonight. The sauce is always really good. But I was just like, it ain't never. I was just like, damn, this is so freaking good. This is never going to be this good again. It's going to be good, but not that. I was like, ugh. And it was really just like, all right, now front of me, I have brushes in front of me. I don't know why I'm looking around like what's happening. This was for dinner, Alexandria. What else did I do? I just did some, I don't want to say busy work, because it is stuff that need to be done, but like paperwork type stuff. I need to get back to grab pizza because after work. How is he? Is he stable? Meaning like, is nothing new happening? Nothing new bad happening? Little Caesars gives me heartburn. Oh my God, especially the pepperoni one. I cannot. No. 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 Oh my gosh. Oh. He's doing a lot better, and then got hit with pneumonia. Oh my gosh. Mm. And nursing homes are petri dishes because surprisingly, when my mom was in a nursing home, she very rarely got sick. Um, but then half the time she didn't have a roommate either. But then she would be roaming around, so she was still around the other patients. But yeah, and I remember COVID went through the nursing home twice, and they only caught it with her because, well, they only found out she had it because she didn't have any symptoms at all. And so I do know that there are people who had it and didn't have symptoms, but they only found out because this had to have been in 2020 when they were mandating testing for like nursing homes and facilities. So that's how they found out. And so she had it twice, never had near symptom. They're like, how do you know? I said, well, people say it feel like they've been hit by a truck. She was still roaming around the hallways, in and out of people's rooms. She was still eating. She was still doing everything. So, everyone has the pneumonia, flu, or cold. Right. And it cycles because at first, because my mom was on the second floor, because that's the floor that was locked. Because when she first went there, she was a risk factor. Because the other places, like when she was in the hospital, she kept trying to escape. And so she was on a secure unit. And even for me, when I would leave, a nurse had to come and use her badge for the elevator to open for me. And a few people on her floor had COVID, but more people on the first floor had COVID. And so they moved the second floor COVID patients down to the first floor. So that was like the COVID floor, was the first floor. But then as things do, it still made its way to the second floor. And I said, it's staff. Because the patients don't go anywhere to get it. Staff coming in, staff working. So then both floors, so they moved the second floor COVID people back to the second floor because it just went through the whole entire hospital. The nursing home, excuse me. My father has been in hospital since 10/15. He's still on a ventilator and a PEG feeding, but he is up and alert. That is good. That is good, Tanya. I'm glad to hear that. And so I'm like, it's coming from the staff because the patients don't go anywhere. They can't leave the building. And they have restricted visitors for a while. So I'm like, well, who's coming in and out, staff? So that was that. I don't know what I want to do with this look. Because at first I thought to just do basic and just do the cranberry all over. But then I just did that red shade, that red look. So I am not sure. So I think, excuse me. I think I might need more brushes. I think we're going to do what I thought and just do sort of like a halo, but not really kind of thing. I can't tell y'all what the shade names are because I don't know. We're going to take this shade right here. We're going to take this shade right here. And this is going to be a quirky look. And we're going to put that. Same for your father. And being a caretaker is hard. So thank you for the work you do. And I know it's for family. That doesn't make it any easier. Yeah, when my local friend that moved to North Carolina, I used to do hospice for her dad, because she was still working full time, man. She was coming home and taking care of him. And so she had hired like agency workers, and she had knew that I used to help take care of my grandmother. And so she had said she'd rather pay me than agency workers and having strangers in the house. And so I would do hospice for her, if her and her husband wanted to go out, or if they wanted to go away for a weekend, we would negotiate a price. It is hard work, and it can be also mentally draining. And I think more so if it's a relative. But it gave her a lot of peace of mind, knowing that I was there. Hey, Haywood. And so, sometimes he knew who I was and sometimes he wasn't, but it was peace of mind for her knowing that I was there with him and not some stranger in the house with him. But it is hard. It's very hard. So thank you for what we do. And it is one of those jobs that are thankless because we just do it. But it can take a physical and mental toll on us. And me being disabled, like, yo, my body pain was like, was through the roof, but I still did it. Let me see. Let me put this on all messages. All messages. Sending good vibes to both of you. Yes, definitely sending all the good vibes. Wait, broken shells. Okay, okay. I saw shells. Oh, here it is, Tanya. It keeps moving. I'm thinking somebody is coming. I made tacos for dinner and added pico de gala. I love pico. I'm eating the broken up shell. I need to make another batch. We're going to take this shade right here. I need to make, this is not going to be smoky. We'll make it smoky. I have one more sauce in the freezer. We're supposed to be doing a smoky cranberry look. So we're going to use this shade for the cranberry shade, but we're going to finagle it. And purple and white, either in a brows or as liner, but I already put liner on as if I couldn't still put other stuff on top of it. I'm going to like this look because it's going to be quirky, like this palette. This is my first time using this since I did all of this. It was Michelle actually who requested this. When did she request it? On the 21st, because I do also put the notes. I put the date in my notes. And she did say she was going to let her membership lapse to see if when she renewed, thank you for the hearts, if it was going to renew for $3.99, because that's what the last renewal was. But someone that I'm not going to name, I think I mentioned it before, they sent me their renewal invoice from PayPal, and it charged them, it was $3 something total. So the membership is $2.99. And the total charge was $3 something, and it showed a state tax and a city tax or something. It was 2 different taxes. And I was just like, what? And so, because I had never thought about being taxed on paying for a membership. And the membership I have to a few people, it's just flat $2.99. But then Delaware, we don't pay a lot of taxes that other states pay. But I had never thought about it. And so I don't know if she is going to renew or not. I don't know. But this is what she requested. And I had a schedule, so I didn't want to not do it. Right, it's really quirky. And it's exciting to me because it's like, oh my gosh, like what to do with it. And so I'm excited. Jen Love has someone in a recent chat who had an extra $1 as well. Yeah, and it was weird that it was like, she said it was $3.99. And that was what was strange about it, because the person that sent me their invoice, theirs was like $3.49 something. It wasn't like a flat out $1 more. And Eden said hers was more. And it wasn't the currency, the exchange rate, because when I looked up what it would have been a lot more than it was. And so it wasn't that. But so I don't know. And I'm trying to think of, well, I'm not going to let mine lapse because YouTube trip and charge an extra $1 or less, because the one that sent it to me, she's here on the East Coast, and hers was maybe like another 40 cents. And when did they start even charging taxes? Like, that's new. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, we're going to take this shade, and then we're going to end with this one because it's a little deeper. So it's just weird. It was just, this one is, I think this is from Bronze Palette because this one looks bronze. The shade here. So actually, we're going to, this isn't the brush I want to use for inner corner. So we're going to put this right here on the inner corner. And that space that's left, we're going to put the other one. So I appreciate that, Tanya. Thank you. So I was trying to think of starting for like next month. And I know sometimes stuff just happens. And the reason that I didn't say this was a member's request and the last look was a member's request is because at the time of me doing the look, they weren't members. And so I didn't feel right saying that and promoting the membership. Like, this is a membership perk. And so I'm trying to figure out like what to do moving forward. Like, if a membership lapses, do I still do it or not? Because when they requested it, they were a member. And I do schedule them for Tuesdays. And so I don't delay like doing the looks. And so I don't, so I've just been trying to figure out, because how am I going to say this is a perk if at the time the person doesn't have that perk? And I don't want to be a bitch about it either. You know what I'm saying? Because I do know that things happen. But I just, yes, I'm just rolling that around in my mind. And for those who are curious, the membership is $2.99. You may pay taxes depending on where you live. You can cancel at any time. If you click join, it will show you the perks. Because I used to think maybe people didn't even click it because they thought it would automatically join them. It doesn't. It'll show you the perks. And then if the perks are enticing to you, then yes, do join the membership. Become an official Trollkin, and you'll also have access to all the previous member exclusive content. Oh, I need to update my debit card. My membership doesn't last. My card expired at the end of December, and now I'm having to update everything. I hate when that happens. That happened to me in October, says Tanya. My I had got a Wawa card. And I use that to help me track gas and tolls because I have Easy Pay come off of that. And if I do get gas from Wawa, I use that. And of course, if I get something to eat from Wawa, I use that. So it's only Wawa charges and Easy Pass. And before I even got my first bill, there were fraudulent charges. And I was getting emails and text messages like, did you authorize this? But I didn't recognize the emails. And so I'm like, I'm not clicking on these links or whatever. And so I was in CVS one day. Now we're going to take this dark shade. I was in CVS one day. Hello. Oh, you might need to change your name. That's not a good name to have right now. Hello, Michelle in Makeup. I spoke about you earlier because this one day a new Michelle came in. So I'm like, is that 3 or 4? It turned out she was the 4th Michelle. That's what you were thinking, Alexandra. Yeah, I'll just call you Blood. So we're taking this shade here. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. And I needed that laugh. And y'all know I'm silly anyway. But ooh. Okay, it blends in, but it's nice. I am, how old do you think I am? And then I'll tell you. I like to play that game. How old do I look? Well, not how old do I look, but how old do you think I am? Which is a different question. That's his name, but I know I cannot call you that name. I just cannot because and I'm not a hater, but I've never vibed with him. Like it was just like, And maybe because too, I like old school hip hop. So a lot of this newer stuff, I'm just like, I don't rock with it. And then like, why the hell you keep changing your name? And he's not the only one. But I'm just like, oh, what's up with that? Like, and even when I would talk about the case, I would say Sean. Because I'm just like, I'm not, I ain't calling you that. So I do hope you understand. I'm like, I cannot. These shapes are so different. All right, I'm going to bring this up higher. And actually, you know what? We're going to drag this over. So tell me how old you think I am, and then I'll tell you how old I am. And I don't have an issue telling people how old I am because I'm proud to be the age that I am, to be honest. We're going to need to darken this up because it is supposed to be smoky. Hello, Murillo. I'm sure I pronounced that wrong, and I apologize. Tanya says, then you forgot to turn auto payback on for some places. Stuff was declining. I'm like, what the hell? Stuff reported to. And so, I was in CVS and another call came through and the number was in my address book. So I'm like, okay, this is a legit number. And because when you get the card, you call to activate it. And so I'm like, oh, is this some people that's been calling? And I think what the issue is some workers might have been remote and they're calling from their home number, or they do like a number blocker. And I don't answer numbers. I don't know where they're from. Um, and at that point, y'all, it was like six fraudulent purchases, and they were all like within the same range. It was like 119.99, 99.99, 129.99, 121.99. So they were all like in that range. And so the lady said that it looks like they just kept putting it through, maybe to one of their fraudulent businesses or something, to have it go through as a purchase, because all the numbers were very similar. And so I'm thinking, damn, if I would have answered the first time they called or text me, like they would have just cut it off. And so, yeah, when I got the new card, I had to redo the Easy Pass thing and, all of that. And she had told me it'll show up on my bill. And I said, I haven't even received my first bill yet. Like, I'm like, and I still haven't. I don't know if they have me for paperless or what. And I'm sure I don't. But I'm going to call and be like, can y'all send me a bill? Because they said it may take 2 cycles to come off the bill. And what they're saying the balance is, I'm like, I know that's not me. That's still that fraudulent stuff. So I did get letters, though, from the company saying that, I received credit back from those charges, but it's still showing up on my bill. And if I call for a balance, it's still in that balance range. And so I'm just like, I'm going to need to call them again. Because if you're saying you took it off. But then when you call, the automated system goes off of what the paper bill is if you do get a paper bill. So that might be why it's still saying it's such and such amount. And I'm like, I know I ain't spending all that money on gas and tolls. Like, it is ridiculous. It was like almost $500 worth of stuff. Who spend that much at fucking Wawa? But yeah, if I had known, I would have answered the first call. And so I am glad that I did have the number in my contact list, because when I saw the number and the name of the contact, I'm like, oh, and I'm like, damn, see some people that's been called. Oh. Yeah, we need to. This is not smoky. I think we're going to use this one to make it smoky, even though that's not really cranberry. So you never said how old. You never said how old you thought I was. Yeah, old school hip hop, like from the 90s, the 80s, 90s. Oh man, I love it. So who is that asked? Oh yeah, Mr. Blood. So I don't know why. I don't know what was happening, but thank you for the retractions, and thank you, Janet, for the deletion. So, and I'm going to leave this up here like this, under my brow. We're not going to put anything up there. I like this look, but it's not smoky. Oldenburger. Hello, Oldenburger. So I can put this brush away because we did not use that one. We need to smoke it out. Maybe I do need that one. No, because this is a cream to powder. So let me just see if it will pick up with this brush. So we're going in circles to see if we can pick this up and see if yeah, okay. I do think that I still want ooh, that's pretty. I do think I want another brush. I says I'll keep using this brush. Oh, that's nice. I'm going to use another brush, I think, to pull it out over here. Hey, thank you for the love. This right here ain't looking right, like this top. Maybe I need to go back with, I need a different brush to do this point over here. Thank you, Haywood. I'm trying. Because like this, it looks weird. But then when I look this way, you do see the color back here. But from this angle, I'm always like, okay, is it there? Is it not there? But it's just how the light is hitting it or not hitting it. Okay, I think we got the smoky that we're supposed to have. But this is not, I mean, this brush is working, but it's not the proper brush for this because the creams and powders are dense. And this is a blending brush, and so it's kind of loose. But y'all see, we made it work. Yes, it's giving me some work, but yeah, it's doing. Oh, that flag is pretty. Thank you. Thank you so much. One of my favorite looks, which is very simple, is a collab that Janessa and I did for Pride and also Juneteenth. And I used the cream paints and just did like a rainbow, like on this side of my face, or maybe it was this side of my face. That's one of my favorite looks. That was really nice. It was very simple though, just like colors, just different colors. And I think the previous year or a couple years before that, I did different colors in my eyebrows, and then I drew like little flowers on the side of each eyebrow. And that I really like too. But if someone wasn't looking, I don't think they would really notice that that is what it was. Um, and so I did take close-ups of it. But that's one of my favorite looks too. So it was subtle, but it was nice. This, I'm really liking the shape of this. This kind of bubbles like right here. And I don't want to bubble this side. So we're just going to bring it up. And this, when I look in the mirror here, this looks really light back here. But when I turn this way, it does look dark. So I need to just leave it alone. Are y'all in the same place? Almost. We're going to use a red eyeliner for upper lash line. I kind of want to do. I'm gonna do the red. We haven't used the lethal in a long time. Because I do want to put some more darkness up here. Oh, lower lash line. Lower lash line. Ooh, we want to put first half lower lash line, second half, just to have a little more of the reddish color. So, do y'all have suggestions on how to handle this, like in the future, as far as requests? And I can say I have not had an issue of people joining and making a request and then they disappear forever. Like, I have not had that happen. And I used to think I would, but I really didn't. Hey, Jennifer! How the heck do I like the video in this format? When I'm watching Janessa's lives, it's something at the top of the screen that I tap. And it'll give me, and then it'll be like a little drop down that I can thumbs up or thumbs down. So just tap different places near the top of your screen or somewhere and just see what happens. Because that's kind of what I had to do because I didn't know either. Because stuff just be wherever. This side, green or teal. I'm trying to stick to the reddish tones because it's supposed to be a cranberry smoky look, except for purple and white in the brows. On the phone, it's usually at the top. Like, okay. But what I was asking was, like, as far as requests, like moving forward, if it lapses, like, still just do it or wait until they come back, if they come back to do it. You know what I mean? Because part of me feels like, because now I do have one more. And so it's like, do I just postpone it and do, a different request or what? And y'all know I be thinking of things before y'all be like, girl, it ain't that deep. I know. I like how this did cover that green because this green is bold. But I did have to do extra on this side for it to cover it up. Cover it up this side, covered it up right away. And then also, like with live streams, sometimes I'm hesitant to start tapping stuff because I'll tap something and it'll go to the next live. So then I gotta like pull the screen down again to get back to the live. And so like I don't like like I'm hesitant to just be pushing stuff because sometimes it does take me out the live and then I gotta go back to it. This one is not covering as much as this one. This is the one on the first half of lower lash line, which is brighter than this one. I thought this being darker would cover quicker. Well, technically, they paid for that month that they made the request. Yeah, but then, well, okay, I see what you're saying. So it'd be appropriate to do it. The blue got muted. It was so pretty. That was lower lash line was the last word. This was what was there. And I don't even know if it's, well, to me it doesn't look blue. Maybe like an aqua green or something. And I know I'll be telling y'all about colors. I know I'm not colorblind. Colors just look different than other people say the color looks like. And I am not going to say that story about the dress again. And that's when I knew for sure. I'm just like, okay, yeah, it's not a red dress. It is, okay, a green leaning teal. Okay. And I'm hesitant to even try and describe colors because sometimes I'll just flat out be like, what color do y'all say? Because I'm like, I don't know. But it was vibrant and pretty. Yeah, it was. Yeah, the MAC ones are vibrant for sure. I'm trying to cover it up over here. And if some of you are wondering, like, why put it there and cover it up, I mostly just use liners under there as a base for whatever shadow I put on top. And if it's a shimmer shade or a dual chrome or multi-chrome, I always feel like, what is it going to look like when I cover this up with whatever the multi-chrome or dual chrome or metallic shade is? Because sometimes it will just take on the color of the liner, and other times it'll turn into a completely different color. And so I'm always like a little excited to see what is it going to do. I love this ooh, and that transition right here, the dark to the light. Do this side have it? Yeah, but not as much. So what we're going to do, what brush was that? So we're going to take a little bit more of this shade, because I love how it's dark and then you see the reddish whatever, and then you see that yellow. This side not so much. So we're going to just put, let's do it this way. So we're going to just put a little bit. Ooh, okay, I'm gonna feather just a little bit. I don't want to lose that darkness. I'm gonna leave that like that. Yeah. That was easy. Yeah. All right, let me put that. It doesn't take me much to get excited. So now for upper lash line, part of me is saying, I'm not going to use the word activated because this eye is tearing over here. So that means it'll just wipe it away. So I'm not going to do that. So yeah, let me take the red. I thought I just, oh, you know what? Because it was sitting like this instead of sideways. And so I was looking at the top and didn't see the color. What I'm thinking too is put this on the center and putting this on the inner and outer. Am I going to have trouble doing that though? Let's find out. Let's find out. This one is number 97. Nina, I know you're going to see the replay. I started Julie Ruby's videos for like 2 seconds because that way it'll come up in my history. I think I put maybe like 5 of her videos in there to watch. Yeah, I don't like putting stuff on watch later because it doesn't stop. Like if it would just show one video, like the one video, why is this like not even? And I don't like the automatic play from the watch list. And so I'll start a video and then just like pause it and then go back to whatever or wherever I was. And so then I just go to my history to get back to that video. This is not really, you do this this time? Yeah, click on it. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that watch list, if they didn't automatically play the next video, I wouldn't mind it. But I'm like, I don't, like, you don't know what I want to see next. Just because it's on the list doesn't mean I want to see that right now. Somebody else does that. I forgot who said they do that. This is not really showing up that much. It is a light color and it is a metallic. So, like what did I think? Right. And so, you need to be rocking the replay crew. This, I see it in the mirror over here, but not much right here. I will say I am still behind on keeping up with people's videos that I normally watch. Tanya, your last video, I don't know if it was the last one. Something glitched and your words were out of sync with your lips. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if that was just on my end or if anybody else has mentioned that to you. And I know there's nothing that can be done about it because the video is already there. I still watched it though. Yeah, I still had you running. I'm trying to get this to show up more and I need to stop because it's not. It is cute though. If you like light ethereal looks, this will be good for that. Now we're going to take the red, which is number 79. Oh man. Hey Stitch Squad, welcome back. Thank you. This is 97. This one is 79. I just noticed that. Is that important? No. I was watching Cocoa Butter again today. Dads trying each other's macaroni and cheese, blah, 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 blah. And they had one where the children taste tested father's mac and cheese. And some of them kids are funny. This one kid, not the one I saw today, but one I saw maybe like 2 days ago where the kids tried each other's moms, something. And this one kid, and they do say how old they are. I forget how old this little boy was. He's gonna go and be a chef or something because he was, and I do believe they were like under the age of 10, but he was talking like an adult. He was like, "This looks very, very pleasing. It looks really good. I can see the seasonings and the aroma is really nice." And I'm just like, how does little kid know these words and these phrases for describing food? He was like, and I can taste, the paprika or whatever. And I'm just looking at him like, is he an old soul or does he help his parents cook in the kitchen? Because he was speaking like an adult. And so I was surprised at that. And one today, the kids were like, oh, this is good, it's cheesy, because it was macaroni and cheese. So they weren't saying like sophisticated things like that one kid. I was just like, damn. He talking about, oh, and the flavor profile is really good. I'm like, how this little boy know about a flavor profile? I was shocked. So I was like, okay, he must going to grow up and be a chef because he was saying stuff that the grown folk be saying. I do like the look of it being lighter in the center. My thing is when I do colors that are drastically different, it doesn't look like a blend. Because if I try and blend it, it's just going to put more of the darker shade. But I do like how that looks, though. She cute. I love those food versus, yeah, the people from different countries. Oh, man, they do. And I was watching one, it was like West Africans. Well, I'm going to say, I don't want to say, well, Africans, different Africans. So they were like Nigeria, Ghana, Cameroon, other places. And one of them, they had to pick like what country that dish was from. So that was interesting too. And this one lady, she is funny. She's heavy set. And she was like, I want this to smack and have the sound like when I smack my own butt. I was like, girl, she was hilarious. Your Abby is old soul too. Yeah, I was shocked. I'm like, this little boy saying stuff like he's 30-something years old. And and she said, I'm gonna get them all right. She's like, look at me. I'm a food connoisseur. And you know what? She got every country right. I'm like, damn. And so I think it was like 4 countries. She got them all right. And like one person got like 1 right and another person got 2 right. But she got them all right. And that to me is amazing because even in different regions and in different countries, there's still diversity between how you cook stuff or how you season stuff. Thank you, Jennifer. And so yeah, she got them all right. She said, this is from such and such. And they'll do like a ding. And if they're wrong, it'll be like, she got them all right. The ones that I feel bad for is when somebody tastes something and then they spit it out in the napkin. I'll be like, damn, like that must have been really bad. Tay Diggs. He was mac and cheese. He went and just, I'm like, oh my gosh. And so the contestants do see, I don't know if they see it at that time or after the fact, but I'm just like, damn. Somebody had the fathers, ribs and baked beans. This one guy was like, I'm not eating that because this is pink. This is a pork rib and it's pink. I ain't eating that. I ain't dying. I ain't getting sick. And then they were like, well, you going to try the beans? He looked and he was like, no. I was like, oh my God. With your tacos, yeah, I do not like to taste the cumin unless it's well hidden underneath other spices. Ugh. On the bag, it said good for Tex-Mex and Middle Eastern dishes. I thought that's diverse. Yeah, right? And that's what I'm saying. Like, stuff. And I'm not a cilantro fan either. If it's a little bit, I can be like, okay, I'll still eat the dish. But if it's a lot, I'm like, I can't eat that. Yeah, but this one dude was like, he was like, and you see this is pink in there. I'm not eating that. I was like, well, you at least want to try the beans? He was like, no. I was like, damn. Yo, they, woof. I'd be like, damn. We got to do brows. We're going to go ahead and do mascara, and then we're going to do the brows, and then a lip, and then, yeah, I did use that brush. That was for that dark shade. I did laser eyeshadow. No. And Coleman? No. No. I was somewhere and I was hungry and I took a bite. It was chili or something. And I was just like, and I'm trying to keep my face straight because I was around other people. And I was just, and the person across from me, they were looking at me and they were like, I'm sorry. And I'm like, well, you didn't make it. He's like, yeah, but your face. And I said, but I'm so hungry though. And so I ate it, but it was just like, and I couldn't place it. But I'm like, whatever this is, whatever this main season is, I'm like, And that's like, that reminded me when I was in the military. You just eat what's there. Thank you. Hey, Grace, thank you for the makeup brush. You just got to eat what's available. Like if you're on bivouac, which is when you sleep out in the woods for like 3 days, and then you take turns with your buddy. You always have a buddy. Never leave a soldier behind. So y'all two are like joined at the hip. But, your buddy go get food. And then when they come back, they guard the post and you go get it. Go get your food. And so that's when I learned to like waffles. Because I did not like waffles at all. And I'm not able to eat eggs without vomiting. And so I was very limited on what to eat. And so it was either like whatever meat is left. And so most times on bivouac, I was reduced to just eating waffles. And by the time I would go get it, it would be cold. And you know what? And I never liked waffles before that. And so for me to start liking waffles, because I was, either eat cold waffles or just not eat anything and still be hungry, I actually liked waffles after that. But I was just like, And so it gave me a flashback of that, where it's like, you're just so hungry, you still eat it, even though it's like, this is some nasty shit. And so the person that made it came up, and I didn't want to say anything, but the person that was looking at me, and they were like, I'm so sorry. They asked the person, they were like, oh, did you make this? And the person is a good cook. And then she was like, yeah. And so he was like, oh, well, what's in it? She's like, da, 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 da. And when I heard it say cumin, I was like, that's what it is. Yo, it was, ooh. And he didn't like it either. He was like, yeah, she missed the mark. He liked it. I didn't like it at all. He liked it enough to not make faces. I couldn't help it. It was, no. But he was able to eat it without making faces. And so I'm glad he was the one that was sitting across from me and not like somebody else. But it was horrible. The only thing with these is there's usually 1 or 2 fibers that just really sticks out. And I already pulled one off because I don't want to like poke myself in the eye. which sometimes happens. But yeah, it was. Ugh. And Mexicans, at least here, or Latinos, they love their cilantro. That taco restaurant food truck. Well, first time I went, you love a good waffle. This place called the Original Pancake House. Big swirl bacon bits. Oh, that does sound good. That does sound really good. Plus, you don't put cheese on them. Oh, you don't put cheese on tacos? I'm cheesy. I need cheese. Oh, I wouldn't have liked your tacos. Cilantro is savory for those of you who like it. So this food truck, and it's in front of a Mexican restaurant, so it is like authentic food. And when I went there, I never went back to Taco Bell because I could not go back to Taco Bell tacos after that. So I ordered 3 tacos, and you know, they give them to you. They're wrapped in aluminum foil inside of one of those white styrofoam containers. So I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna grub out when I get home. Yo, I opened that. All I saw was all these green leaves. I was just like, I couldn't even see the meat. I couldn't see the lettuce. It was so much cilantro in there, and I'm trying to pick it out, and I'm just like, this is. And so when I went back again, I was like, no cilantro, please. And yeah, those were very good. Those were very good. But it was just, yeah, they drowned it in cilantro. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. Yeah, so I learned really quick. 3 taco supremes, no cilantro, please. No cilantro, AC. No cilantro. Oh gosh. I had never seen so much cilantro on a dish before in my life. You couldn't even see like the taco meat, nothing. All you saw was just green. All right, so we're gonna do these brows, do a lip. This is cute. So that's my story about that. Yeah, I'm cheesy. And even in my chili, I put queso in it. I'm down to one last queso in my cabinet. Y'all be using queso like crazy. You don't like cheese this time. You're only on pizza or in lasagna, and only mozzarella. Okay, don't like other cheeses. Don't like mozzarella on your burger either. That's the only cheese I'll eat. Okay, so eyebrows, purple and white. She wanted to look like a candy cane. Okay, let's see what brushes am I going to use. Do I want to use these brushes? I think I do. The Sigma brushes. Yeah, but I have not been able. My favorite cheese is Gouda. And you know why I tried Gouda? Because that movie, He's the Man, with Channing Tatum, and I forget what the girl's name was. And she was pretending to be her brother because she wanted to go to that school to play soccer. That does sound good, Alexandria, bacon waffles. And so she pretended to be him because they were twins anyway. But so she got in, she was pretending to be him, and Channing Tatum, like her as the girl, he had a crush on her, not knowing that she was the man that was also on a soccer team that he was on. And I don't know how it happened, but it was like, what's your favorite cheese? And she said Gouda. And I'm like, Gouda? Because where I'm from, it was always cheddar. I grew up in the inner city. We ain't know nothing about cheeses. White American and cheddar, that was it. They made a new one like that. And so this is number 76. The purple is number 75. And so I was just like, So when I seen it in the store one time, I said, I'm going to try it. Y'all, that's my favorite cheese now. I was just, oh, I love me some Gouda. And I do keep Gouda in my refrigerator for when I make salads. Or even when I make tuna fish, I'll cube up some Gouda and put in there chicken salad, tuna salad, regular salads. How am I? That's my favorite cheese is Gouda. It's just too far apart. Fuck. Well, maybe not. Cause it's supposed to. I don't know what I'm doing. What I'm doing. Gouda's your favorite too, says Jennifer. That's right, Gouda. Feta is, I like feta also. There's a Mediterranean salad. It comes in a bag. And it says it's 3 servings. For me, it's 2. I'll have half for lunch, and then the next day I'll have the other half for lunch. But yeah, feta has a very distinct flavor. And I think that's what it is with Gouda. It's very distinct. I like flavors. And so, yeah, once I tried Gouda, I'm like, yeah, that's my favorite cheese. And I am never without it. Even if I don't need one, I'll buy one to keep in my refrigerator so that way I never run out of Gouda. Yeah, that's my favorite cheese. Are we looking like a candy cane? I spent so much time picking cheese out of salads. Well, you wouldn't like my salads. Also, I put pepitas in my salads. And y'all, I have been getting pepitas from Aldi. I heard somebody pronounce it Aldi. I don't know if it's Aldi now or Aldi. But I did learn it's not Aldi's, like a lot of people say. It's no S on the end of the word. And when somebody said that, I'm like, you know what, you're right. It is no S on the word. Why do I say that? Why do almost everybody say that? Now we're going to go with the purple. Because she said purple and white. Yeah, she wanted purple and white candy cane brows. So it was like, okay. What was I saying? Oh, pepitas. I was buying pepitas in a bag from Aldi, along with sunflower seeds and dried cranberries to put in my bag salads, along with a protein and Gouda cheese, of course. And I was doing that for like 2 years. And then one day I was like, let me look at the ingredients. That's when I found out that pepitas is pumpkin seed. So I'm like, I've been eating this for a year not knowing it was a pumpkin seed. I was just like, girl, it's a pumpkin seed. So the only ingredient is pumpkin seed. It is pumpkin seeds. I didn't know for like a year because I never looked at the ingredients. And I don't even know what made me try it. I think I was just looking at different seeds and it looked like it would taste good. So I bought them and I realized that I really like them. And so yeah, I put a lot of stuff in my salads. My salads eat like a meal. You will be full. This is looking kind of cray. Kind of cray. I think I could have did without even doing because I can still see the brown. But I'm not gonna make the purple wider. I think it's just I'm just tapping where it looked light. What I don't like is this is above and this is above. So I'm gonna put these 2 away. I could, since we ended with a white, I could do a white line. Do we want to do that or is that team too much? Do a white line for the top wing? Yeah, let's do it. We'll be team too much today if it is team too much. Do I want to use that white liner though? Because that white liner is creamier than all the other ones and it can get away from me sometimes. Let me... I'm gonna use this brush. You thought it was a Midwestern thing. I don't know. But I didn't know what they was. And I looked and I'm like, oh, duh. I'm gonna try and use this brush because it is just kind of... Yeah, this big ass. I don't know where this had to come in. I don't know where this came from. Put some raspberry vinaigrette. I love a good spinach salad. And the simple ones are the best. It's spinach, feta cheese, a few slices of red onion, and maybe like some type of nut. I have had some that had walnuts. And I'm like, them things be so damn good. And I'm like, it's just those few ingredients. And I really like it. I don't know. We will put an S on the end of anything. Yeah, and I was like, and other people I knew were saying it like that too. And it was something on YouTube, and they were like, people need to stop mispronouncing these words, putting an S on the end of every word. And they were like, it's Aldi. And when I thought about it, I'm like, it is ALDI. Like, what? So since then, I'll say Aldi. But then I heard somebody on one of them shows saying Aldi. So I'm like, okay, now I'm wondering, like, is it Aldi or Aldi? Or does it just depend on your accent? This one is straight. This one has a curve because the shadow had a curve. Yeah, these shows be let me know that I sound illiterate sometimes. Okay, let me leave that alone. So I'm about to mess up. And this has the swoosh and this side doesn't. I'm gonna leave it. Yes, clearly this has a swoosh, which I like. This side is straight. I like too. Wishbone has that raspberry walnut vinaigrette. Yeah, using Pantone colored air. To me, that looked like a puff of smoke. This is more colorful than than a puff of smoke. I'm like, what the fuck on that? Lips. I pulled out 3 lippies when I was doing the intro earlier. So this one, I'm thinking no to this one now because this to me is looking more purple. This one, I think we're going to do this one because this will go with the Candy King. And I do need to shake it to mix it because you see that the oil. Yeah. This one is a pretty color. This is Mulled Wine Magic. No, this is Woolly Bat. Oh, what was I thinking? Where's Mulled Wine Magic? Because that one I really like too. This is Mulled Wine Magic, but that's purplish to my eye. This I think is too bright. Do we want to do a... No, this is sparkly too. This is a shiny shade. So we want to mix this. Excuse me. Oh, I got an itch. Look at you. Yes, I had a crab cake, some roasted sweet potatoes with honey and cinnamon, and with toasted bay Vidalia onions for dinner. Ooh. How far are you away from me? I want a plate. Excuse me. That sounds like really good. Excuse me. So we're going to take off some of this. So any other feedback on doing requests? You got 1 so far. And somebody else I asked, they were like, no. So we have a no, we have a yes. I don't think these brows are going with the eyeshadow look. I do like this right here because we have the darkness and then that reddish and then that gold. I like that, but just like the whole picture, it's definitely different. It sounds delicious. Oh my God. And I don't like honey, but certain times I do. I like hot honey, maybe because it's hot and it's spicy. But just like putting honey to me is not sweet. People are like, oh, put honey in your tea, it'll sweeten it. To me, it don't. It's not sweet. And I've only heard one other person tell me that honey isn't sweet to them either. Everybody else is like, oh, it'll sweeten your stuff. To me, it don't. It has like a really bold flavor, and different honeys have different flavors, but I don't like honey. But that sounds good though. And I think because of the cinnamon and the Vidalia onions. And so it's sounding like, for me, it depends on what else is in it. I don't know, you like the brows even with the eyeshadow. I love the outer corner though, like from here out, like just that transition in color. And I like the lower lash line too. It's looking grungy, that green and then the different reds. All right, so we're going to mix it. This is bold. The first time I put this on, I was like, I don't remember looking that bold on Janet. It did look bold on Janet, but for me, it looked, I don't know. I was just like, this ain't how it looked on her. Ew. And maybe because I don't like coffee either. Your son puts honey in his coffee? He doesn't use sugar anymore? Honey to me is not sweet at all. I think as long as they were a member when they requested assistance, to me that counts. It's still a member perk, yes. But if they drop, they still get the perk from when they requested. True. Thank you, Janessa. You just broke the tie. This smells so good. Oh, yeah. This was a good choice. I like that. And I probably just won't say that it's a member request because it would confuse me. Because I know, and I know everybody doesn't know, but I know there's like a a badge next to the person's name. And so that would confuse me. Like, how is she saying this is this person's and they're not? You know what I mean? And I know that's a me thing because of how my mind works. It is so quiet in here. Tanya, feel the same. You cut a raw. What's a raw SP? You cut a raw SP real small and tossed it in with honey and cinnamon. I added some sugar as well, and it was basically candy yams without the juice. This is a pretty shade. They have 2 new palettes out, and I'm like, one to me looks almost like the Mario Moonlight palette. The other one is really colorful. If I'm not mistaken, both of them are from the Spellcast Beauty side, which means they, well, let me shut up because I don't know. I like the lip with this half of the eye, these colors, because it's bold. She pretty. This is the unseen one from the Twisty Morbid Lemon Twist is Janet. Okay, y'all, what should I have for sweet ending tonight? Dice pear, fruit cup, very cherry, mixed fruit cup. I used to like the mixed cherry ones until they started putting pineapple in it. So I don't even buy those no more. Slice of sweet potato pie, lemon twist bundt cake, ice cream drumstick. I'm going to say no to the ice cream because where I am is cold. So I don't want nothing cold. And I know you ain't trying to be healthy, Tanya. Dice pear fruit cup. I'm going to say sweet potato pie. I mean, that's what I would have. And then later, if I wanted to snack, then I would eat a healthy snack just because it would be later. I'm with you with the marshmallow. Who says I'm a marshmallow? Oh. I make a mean pie and casserole. No marshmallows, but nuts and brown sugar. I like marshmallows. Jennifer said, ice cream drumstick, eat one for me. And they make them smaller and smaller. I don't buy certain things no more because I'm like, because a serving for me would be 2 of some of these things they make these days. And I'm just like, yo, why y'all playing with my emotions? So this is our look, y'all. I am digging it, and I'm loving the face situation. We got a lot of stuff on the face. I do like the brows. I did come up a little too high, like on this one here and that one there. And I was going to fix it. And I'm like, no. But I am digging the look. So I'll have to remember to take pictures afterwards. And so next Tuesday is Gene Simmons look with a troll twist. That's going to be a lot of fun. And they did send me a picture. Well, actually, they posted a picture on my community tab. And if any of you just want to just put anything, if you go to my channel page, it'll say visit community. You click on that, you can post whatever you want to post, pictures, whatever you want to say, that type of thing, which I think is really cool. And I need to schedule a members only something or other soon. I'm thinking of a palette bingo because like eons ago, a couple members had said they would like to see me do palette bingos. Thank you, Jennifer. Beetlejuice vibes. Oh man, it's supposed to be a candy cane look. Girl, I be laughing when I buy stuff that says 2 or 3 servings. I'm like, for who? I gotta buy 3 bags just to feed. Get in. And that's why I don't buy Girl Scout cookies no more. I remember when they were like $1.75 for a box, and the box was huge, and now it's like $3.50, and the box is this big. It'd be like 10 cookies in the box. I'm like, no, I'm not. They be at the mall certain times a year. Would you like to? Nope. Not unless it's to buy one, get one free. Because I remember when. That's how I know I'm older. I remember when. But then shrinkflation. So this is a little high. You did say Beetlejuice. I meant candy cane. Jennifer, you funny. So that's what it's supposed to be here. I do like this shape, which is different than this shape, but I like this one too, that white line. And one thing about this white, it is easy to lose control of it because that is creamier than all the other Inglot eyeliner shades. Like it really is. The first time I used it, I was just like, oh shit. And so I have learned. So that was a good choice of brush because it's going to give a straight line. You can't see it there because it's a straight edge instead of using something that was rounded like this or something like one of these. So that was a good choice. I do like it. Thank you, Janet. Thank you, Janessa. Janet, I could taste the lipstick. Why am I tasting the lipstick? I didn't lick my lips or anything. It smells good, but it don't taste good. Oof. This is a pretty color, though. You put the calendar right. Oh, you got your calendar. Isn't it so beautiful? And so different from last year's. Last year's was like green and black, and this one is like, all bright colors and, white and pinks. And I really like that Janessa has that creativity like that. Candy Bay. I was like, oh. And I have been putting, when I schedule videos in there, my live streams. And so if I want to see, like yesterday, or actually early this morning, I did a look yesterday. Edited it this morning and scheduled it. And so instead of trying to find, okay, when is there an opening, I just look at the calendar, because of course I just keep it open and fold it over. So I look at, okay, I don't have anything scheduled that day. Put it right in there. Scheduled it, wrote that in the calendar. So it does come in handy, seriously. Your friend's daughter is a Girl Scout, so I get suckered into buying 2 boxes. Your shit. Oh, I don't like coconut either. They had one called Juliet's. I like the peanut butter ones. And the Thin Mints, those were my favorites. Never the Samoas. I don't like coconut. Then they discontinued them busters. I know they be discontinuing like the best stuff. But yeah, the peanut butter ones and the Thin Mints were my favorites. But yeah, so we're going to go, y'all. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you to the replay crew. This was a fun look, and I'm glad we did do like a Halo-ish type thing. Y'all, that's so nasty. I got spit on my lip. If y'all saw that, pretend y'all didn't. I don't know what happened. And I seen it when it. Okay, let me just. The Dollar General has dupes of them. Dupes are never dupes for me, whether it's food or makeup or anything. I tried the Aldi brand, whatever that Clancy, I think is the store brand. I tried their tortilla chips. They were supposed to be like Doritos. I was just like, what is this like extra starchy, thick, crunchy shit? Like, no. And the thing is even when I was growing up, I get used to certain flavors. And so I grew up on Kellogg's, and then so when it was like, oh, get whatever fruit, like regular frosted flakes, I was just like, this ain't the same. I was like, this don't taste like that. And so the Clancy chips, to me, just in general, are more thick. They're more starchy, and I'm just like, ew. And then the flavor is different. I'm just used to first world problems, right? Don't like how the chip tastes. Some people don't even have food, and I'm talking about I don't like the chips. Although I like peanuts, and when you chew peanuts, it turns into peanut butter. You don't like peanut butter. So, Tanya, you're strange. And I know you're not. That makes sense, though. Yeah, that Clancy brand. I do like their salsa. I think it's Mamacita. I think it's called, or Mama something. And the queso is of the same brand name. I love their queso, and I do love the salsa, but the other stuff. Clancy plain chips is no. Yeah, they're not the same at all. And I do like Lay's. Don't like hers. Hers to me has always been too salty. And somebody told me Lay's and them was salty, and I'm like, for real? But yeah, I cannot with the Clancy brand. The salsa is okay. The pretzels are okay. I haven't tried the pretzels. So needless to say, I don't get like whatever store-bought brand cupcakes. I'm like, I ain't even going there with that, because no. What is the psychology behind picky eaters? I don't know. You tell me. You tell us. Their snacks are suspect. And I don't think that I guess I am picky. I'm just used to certain flavors. Yeah, I don't know what the psychology is, but I do know it's first world problems. Just like that when I was hungry and I ate that chili with all that cumin in it. I was just like, but I still ate it because I was hungry. And so like, yeah, if I have a choice, no. And I did have a choice. I could have just stayed hungry, but I was like super hungry. And, I'm like, can I have another roll? Can I have some more beverage and another roll? Yeah, Tanya is a proud picky. Tanya, I don't believe you. I don't believe that you're a picky eater, because every live stream you eating something different. One time you were like, I just ate this shrimp ring with the cocktail sauce. And I'm like, dang, the whole ring? Yeah, every live you eating something different. This one you like, should I have this, and that? I don't believe you that you say you're a picky eater. Because you always got like a list of every life is something different that you be eating. Oh man. I don't try much. I don't think I won't. Like, cause yeah. Oh no, I'm not. And you have to do that for yourself. You avoid foods that aren't good for you. I like junk food. I have a thing for processed sugar. I know. I know. Thank you, Janet. Yeah, we don't wipe people's asses here. So we're going to go, y'all. We're babbling at this point. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the lively chat. Thank you to the new people that came in. Replay crew, you rock. Thank you, Janet. So I already know you're going to circle back. If everybody else who circles back to leave a comment or to leave a heart, thank you. I really do appreciate that because that feeds the beast called the algorithm. And Janet, you have me in a habit now, especially when I'm watching Janessa's lives. I try to make a conscious mental thought to circle back and leave a comment. And so thank you for teaching me to do that or encouraging my mind to remember to do that. And so, as always, self-acceptance, self-love, that is the Crazy Troll Nation way. Thank you, and you'll see me Thursday. Today is Tuesday, right? Yes, Tuesday. You'll see me Thursday. I don't know what we're doing, but I'm sure it's scheduled. All right, so we're going to go. So thank you, y'all. Everybody have a good night, good day, good evening, wherever you are in the world. And you will see me here Thursday. And I do have videos going up on days where I don't have a live stream. So be sure that y'all check those out. Yes, a period. Thank you, Janet. Yes, we're doing a 1920s look. That's going to be fun. That's going to be fun. And so thank you for that request, Janet. So we are going to go, and you'll see me Thursday. Bye. But do watch my video that's going up tomorrow morning. Bye. I am so silly.